Hello everyone, this is Club 10M Plus's exciting new podcast that's here for you. We are all about stories, new developments and learning about individuals. Our hope is that you will join us every week to hear about our distinguished guests. We hope to inspire you, bring you laughter and make you reflect. Our guests come from all walks of life and primarily they want to share their stories. Not sure about you, but I love a good story. So Club 10M Plus have devoted their time to creating these podcasts, to sharing great ideas and stories and much more. So tune in every week to make sure that you don't miss out. It could be you next week. Want to know more? We want to hear your stories. So sign up and be our next guest. Hi everybody, and today we have Nazia, and I am absolutely going to call her my little pot of wealth. I think that's how I'm going to describe her. She is buzzing, bouncing, energy. The vibration that you get from Nazia is tremendous. Nazia, over to you. I want you to share
Thank you.
probably 2 or 3 stories, I think. Let's hear from you.
Okay, as we've only got 10 minutes, which is such a short time, I'm going to keep it brief. So basically, I'm a financial advisor and I have been for 15 years. And I'm proud to say that my business now, I'm helping lots of clients help them understand their finances and also grow their wealth as well. And just to kind of change that narrative, people think you need to come to me because you've got wealth. Actually, no, you can come to me at that starting point of your journey as well and make that first step rather than think you need the wealth. Lots of us have wealth, but we just don't know how to manage it. So managing finance hasn't come naturally to me, and I've made plenty of errors on the way. And these errors have been the reason why I can now advise you guys in really making that difference. So I'm going to bring it to the first story about managing money. And I think that's such a key thing for me. I wish somebody had taught me. Okay, so I lost my father when I was 15 years old, and by the time I was 19 years old, I won the national lottery, and it was a six-figure number as well, and I was blown away. But I'm going to keep it brief. That money did not come to me and make me happy. Okay, money does not make you happy, but it gives you financial freedom. But it can only give you financial freedom if you know how to work it and how to understand it. I didn't understand it at that time, and from that, lots of mistakes were made from the advice I took, from the friends that became my friends, and the story goes on. But that money arrived to me for whatever reason, but I didn't have the tools and resources of how to make that work. Now, fast forward a few years later, it brings me to 2008, and I have now got a husband walking out of my life, and a 4 and a 6 year old, and very little money. I'd become a stay at home mum out of choice because we're going back in the days where, the other parent, one parent would be the main breadwinner. My nursery fees were high. So I became a stay-at-home mom, and at that point, everything changed. I had to come out of my stay-at-home mom mode, and that's when I fully qualified as a financial advisor. Yes, it wasn't something I planned in my career to become a financial advisor. My background is I used to be a medical rep. Prior to that, I ran a McDonald's restaurant. Yes, I've scrubbed grills. And I was headhunted and chosen for this role. And it has become the perfect role for me. The journey as a financial advisor hasn't always been easy for me either. So in it, I learned myself, my qualifications are my certificates to prove that I do what I do. But ultimately, I learned to manage my own money and manage my own house. And I think I learned the obstacles around borrowing money, getting a mortgage as a single parent, and all the stuff that goes with it. And I've juggled it. And now I'm proud to say I have 3 beautiful children, and I manage all that on my own. And I'm proud to say, from the Asian background I've come from, it wasn't something that I thought would be in my life journey. I thought I would always have that financially supporting husband. Which brings me to the other points of many women out there do not think about this because they think they're going to meet Prince Charming. And I want to kind of break that and start to make people believe the Prince Charming you're going to meet is you, okay, inside you. Always look after you. And I used to be like, love yourself. What is all that about? That's not the kind of, oh, I don't like them kind of terminology. But truth is, you've got to love yourself and be able to manage yourself as a person. If you can manage yourself and other relationships, you'll have a better relationship with money. And money is not evil. Okay, something that I grew up thinking that people that had money were going to be unkind or they were going to do wrong things. Just, money's the root of all evil. I then started my financial journey in 2010, and while I was on that journey, I was growing my business, but always had a lot of roadblocks when my business would grow. I didn't feel comfortable with it. It was too much. I couldn't handle it. The sense of overwhelm would be so much in me that I would be burning out with, all the plates I was trying to spin. I'm now in 2022, and I can proudly say I have three staff that support me, and I take breaks. I go to the gym. I look after me, and I manage my diary to ensure that every given time that is dedicated for my children is not interrupted by that mobile phone or by work. So it's about getting that balance, and everybody can do it. What's given me that balance is actually my finances. Once I straightened out all my own personal finances by budgeting, something that everybody, I say everybody, should be doing regularly once a month. Okay, because things can change very dramatically because nowadays we don't pay cash and everything's done contactless, so we just don't know how much we're spending. It is so important that you budget and you know exactly that income that's arriving in your account and what is going out before you commit to the next one, because that next commitment that you've made that you don't have coming in has got an APR to it, an interest rate, which before you know it can snowball. And it's happened to me where I ended up having quite a lot of credit cards. And I'm saying it from my personal journey, but I've met hundreds of people that go through this. It snowballs out of control, but you can pull it back. I did, and a lot of people can. And the first thing you do is make a list of essential and non essential costs. And I can happily send anybody that wants an Excel sheet all pre prepared, and they can literally put their details in. And that way, yes, you might have to cut back on your nails or your hair, but you know that once you do that for 6 months, you're going to recover it back. And statistically speaking, if you just Google compounding and how it works, the wealthy do not become wealthier just by chance. They all have good advisors. Okay, the good advisor could be their family member, mum or dad or whatever, or they've got a proper financial advisor, qualified one. But the point remains, they learn to save. They learn to put something in that saving pot alongside also enjoying life. I'm all for enjoying life. Trust me, I love my holidays. I love life and I want everything else as well. But it's also important to shield yourself from the situations which we're not going to welcome in our life, like falling severely ill. It can happen. So many people that tell me, oh, it's not going to happen to me. I live an amazing, healthy life. We don't know. I mean, if you're a believer in God or universe, it's not down to you to choose, your health conditions. Unfortunately, that is uncontrollable. So to prepare for the uncontrollable, have that savings account for the emergency points in your life. In addition to that, have the right level of protection, okay? And get advice for it, get the right level in there. And then work out how much is left for that, the nice stuff, the nice gym or the hair or the. Everybody has the thing that matters. For a whole 1.5 years, while I was trying to purchase a house on my own, which was a struggle, I gave up hairdressers, nail anything beauty related, coffees out, everything gone. And I saved a load of money. And now I do it, but it's a treat rather than just letting my iPhone click, click, click everywhere. Because if you add up all the money you save, you could take your family on holiday, or you could have a little break yourself, a proper break, rather than feed in the whole kind of rushing around habit. So all you're doing is to make yourself feel good in the moment you're spending that money. And it's a habit formation. I don't know if I like my books, Atomic Habits. Again, everything is a habit. Make it a habit and trust me, you will see the results. You've got to take the first step. If you don't, it's never going to change. You are in control and you are going to be empowered if you do the simple things I say, which is to manage your finances. It makes you a better partner, a better mother, father. It gives you better sleep. I mean, money, honestly, is more powerful than you can think. I don't mean you need lots of it. I mean, you need to know where you're at. That's just the starting point.
I am going to say thank you, thank you, thank you. There's so many nuggets in there, and especially the fact that we, as we go through life, we're consumers. That was a thought that was going through my head. We consume instead of actually thinking, well, I can consume. However, I also need to look after me and tomorrow. So you're absolutely right. The rich and the wealthy know exactly what they're doing. That's why they're in that position.
You said that the rich get rich, and but there's another saying where they say surround yourself with the people you surround yourself with become, and there is that as well. Once you get into good habits, you will naturally surround yourself with the right people as well.
Absolutely. You've been a star. I can't wait to have you on again. We can go through lots more stories. I want to know how she got the winning numbers. That's what I want to know. Okay, thanks, Naz.
Hello, everyone. This is Club 10M Plus's exciting new podcast that's here for you. We are all about stories, new developments, and learning about individuals. Our hope is that you will join us every week to hear about our distinguished guests. We hope to inspire you, bring you laughter, and make you reflect. Our guests come from all walks of life, and primarily, they want to share their stories. Not sure about you, but I love a good story. So Club 10M Plus have devoted their time to creating these podcasts, to sharing great ideas and stories, and much more. So tune in every week to make sure that you don't miss out. It could be you next week. Want to know more? We want to hear your stories, so sign up and be our next guest.